Welcome back, guys, to the Shelley Tasker Show here on cornwallrevolutionradio.blogspot.com. It's good to have you back. We are now going live to London to speak to our lovely Charlie Rainbow and Nina Eilertson. Nina, I can never say your name right. I'm going to have to practice. Anyway, guys.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's illusion, so.
So how are you getting on? What's happening?
Hi, Shelley. Really good to be back on the show. We're up in London in Hammersmith. Nina here, and Charlie, do you want to say hello?
Hi.
Hi, Charlie.
Right there.
So
we've had a really good week, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So
we came up last Friday, travelled up by coach. Then we went to the protest in Trafalgar Square on Saturday. And which we'll tell you all about. And then since then, we've just been hanging out in Hammersmith, mainly recovering really, from the travelling and the protests and just chilling. But it's loads of nice things to do around here. So
brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
So right. Who's going first? Who wants to tell me about Saturday, the big protest that I watched bits of?
I was lucky enough to volunteer for that day, so. I was actually in the area that Fiona and Kate and all the speakers and all were.
Wow.
So, Fiona gave us a band, first of all. We had different coloured bands. Mine was a purple one, which is great because that's my favourite colour. And
this is Fiona Rose Diamond, isn't it?
Yeah, Fiona Rose Diamond. And basically... They gave us a few jobs to do, giving water out to the speakers. We had to get a long, I don't know what they're called, long strip that you had to put around the middle sections of the railings to make sure that people know that it's a no-go area along the railings.
Right, very important jobs then.
Yeah, very, very important. And then I was stood by the front part of the vehicle. Kate was on the side, and the funny thing is whenever they were getting the intel, I was in hearing shot and hearing all the intel and stuff. And at one point they were saying there were 16 riot vans, so I was straight on Facebook 16 riot vans in London Trafalgar Square,
Yeah.
And Fiona asked me to do some stuff when she was presented the flowers and the chocolates on stage, she needed me to hold them for a bit afterwards, and stuff like that, really.
You're right in there, girl, aren't you? All these celebrities.
It was pretty cool. I mean, at one point she was smoking a fag, and obviously because it's not the thing to go on stage with a fag.
No.
She needed me to hold that before she went out. So I felt like I was our personal assistant of my hero. It's awesome.
Oh, so that was your highlight of Saturday.
Yeah. Because I couldn't imagine the other volunteers had those kind of jobs as well. So I felt like I was her right-hand woman,
Brilliant. So what was it like? I've read lots of bits and seen lots of articles. I gather that Kate Sheminari was quite outgoing on Saturday. I've been hearing that she riled the audience and the police, and she was really stirring things up. What do you think? You were there.
Wild's not the word. What she was doing was she was saying, can the men go and block, because they were getting intel on which direction the police were going in. So she was asking the men to go and block and peacefully block them. And she kept saying in between, make sure that you're peaceful. We're peaceful. We don't want to give them what they want. They want us to be arrested. Please be peaceful. So riled up. Yeah, I suppose in the way she speaks, riled up in the sense of to get us, well, I suppose that's part and parcel of rally, but not riled up in an aggressive way, or I don't know which way you mean, really.
There's a sense of urgency, because the police were. We were all so peaceful, and the police were full on coming, in masses of them, weren't they? They were trying to get onto the stage. So she had to get people to go round the back to stop them getting there.
Yeah, I mean, I was literally started biting into my McDonald's burger, and people were just running and jumping over past me, and I was like, I've got to start getting this on Facebook Live, like, you know. So I had to drop my burger on the floor, like, you know.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Tastes better when they're cold anyway.
It takes a lot of me to do that with food, yeah.
So all of the
What you
speakers.
did was full on, like the way the police were was disproportionate to how we were. We were all just stood there. There was music. They had a George Michael singer, like tribute person at first, and it was all peaceful music. The whole thing is peaceful. The police were just they first started the first hour. They infiltrated around the crowd. Well, not infiltrated, but they mingled, and they were trying to get people to go home that way. But they were going up to people saying, if you don't go, we might arrest you. You know, you need to move on. And then by 1 o'clock, they all lined up and started to try and get through to the stage from behind. And that's when she had to get loads of people to go up there, just not to fight them, but just stand there.
Were they very forceful?
It looks like when they were running that it wasn't like, you know, they were just running up to be at the front line, and they all linked hands and they all just stood there, like, so it was all peaceful.
Right.
Yeah.
So was there any casualties on Saturday?
Yes.
How do you feel that the police, I mean, did these people ask for it? Were the police behaving appropriately?
The video I watched of the guy, I think he had a blue top on. I didn't see what happened beforehand. The guy had only caught him as the police were mobbing around him, so I didn't see the footage beforehand. But I did see the footage from then on to when they went past the ambulance. They didn't even put him in an ambulance, but he went unconscious. He was limp like anything. He went unconscious, and they still surrounded him, and I just felt that was a bit like, you know,
Over the top.
They took him down. I mean, I don't know what he did, but even if say what happened was he lashed out, I don't think he deserves being unconscious for that. That's not an equal. But I don't know what happened, whether he did nothing and they grabbed him or what, because I couldn't see the footage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen quite a few videos of people that were part of, like from men that were part of helping to stop the police coming in, and they held them back for 4 hours. They held the police back for 4 hours, because they were trying to get in to get to the stage to get the speakers.
So the people actually managed to hold the police back?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Power to the people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they were coming from they tried so many different tactics. So the first one was just going around to try and scare people away just by talking to them. Then it was there was just loads of them coming around the back. Then they went because they weren't able to get in. Then they came on horses.
Right.
So then they had to call them again. They had to say, please, people, go to the back, go to the left, go to the right. They were keeping an eye on what direction the police were coming from. And I went to have a look at one point, and I could not believe it. Just down one street, all the way back from the protest. Anyone would think that there was a really violent protest going on because of the way the police were reacting, but there wasn't. But looking at the way the police were, you would assume that. But there was nothing going on. Everyone was just listening, and it was really good atmosphere. Apart from when the people had to go and try and stop the police just by linking arms. But yeah, at one point I looked down a road. It was just like a riot van upon riot van going all the way back, and they were just stood in a long line staring at us.
Right.
That was a bit weird. So it was
Bit
really
frightening.
weird seeing. It was like two parallel realities. It was like, so the police are like acting like that, like as if there's something really dodgy going on when there isn't. Like we're all just peacefully standing here, like listening to speakers. But I'm wondering if it was to get a reaction, and also so the media, if they do get any photos, they're going to see, like, it's a scare tactic, I suppose. I don't know, but it got worse. I mean, after that, then I left to go and get a coffee, and we were sort of sat to the side of Trafalgar Square down a road. Wow, I can believe it. The next thing I know, loads of sirens are going, riot vans, but yet the protest is peaceful. And then about half an hour later, a whole, like, literally troops of riot police running up the road. And that's when me and my friend thought, we better text Charlie to see if she wants to leave now.
Because they were going towards where I was, she was really worried.
Right.
But I was just like, what? It was so weird. And then the police became more and more active, but the protest was getting more and more quiet because people had started going home. So it's weird. They brought the riot police in when I'd say about half of the people had gone home by then. It was about 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah, so basically, in numbers, we were too much for them. I think what they were doing was waiting until the numbers had dwindled and then start bringing themselves in more.
And that's when they went in, because I've spoken to a few people that were there, and that's when they went in and the police got violent, was when a lot of the protesters had gone. So it was like, I wonder what the police's agenda was. They were obviously getting instructions from higher up.
Sure.
But yeah, to go in at like 4 or 5 o'clock when a third or half of the people have got. It seems really odd, the reaction to like nothing. So then I think, people were fed up, and they did fight them because the police went in really heavy. They were stood there in riot gear. It's quite scary.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Horses.
Like something from a movie, isn't it?
Exactly. I was sat there and I was drinking that coffee, seeing them running up the road. I was like, what? Like, what's happened? What's going on?
I just couldn't believe it was a peaceful protest, and you see loads of these hundreds of like police officers just running in.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you do that to innocent children, mothers, women, men, old people? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And one guy on the video said when they were all linking arms, there were people of different creeds, colours. There were old people, young people. There were all the mixes you could get, all unified and all linking hands. And he said the media didn't want to take a photo of that. Do you know what I mean? If they were all white, they probably would. They probably would have. Do you know what I mean? But because it didn't matter who we were, what colour, what creed, whatever, what age, whatever, everybody was unified. And
that must have been amazing, because you've just made my hairs stand up on my arms. So when you feel that must have been amazing to stand amongst that and be with all those people doing that.
I wasn't with them on the front line. I was in the pen thing, but that was what the guy said in his video. I mean, I saw them run over the gates towards the police, and I was quite near. I was quite in front of that.
I saw one. Sorry, Kate Shemarani's video when she was shouting out for everybody to link arms and not let them through and stuff.
Yeah, she was very good at countering every single move that they made. I'm hoping the ones this Saturday make sure that they've got the people that she did to go and see what's happening, to then come back to her, telling her so that she can block them every turn. It'd be really good if it was copied for this Saturday as well. Yeah,
I wonder if there's going to be a bigger police turnout this Saturday.
Probably, and we're going to need that strategy. We're going to need to hold them back, and I'm prepared to go in the front line this time. Do you know what I mean? So
good for you.
I need to link arms to stop it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, well,
it was so bizarre watching the police. It was like they were at a completely different place to us. Like, yeah, because when we got Charlie out and then we all walked back up sort of near Trafalgar Square, we were up on these steps of a church to the side. So we were watching from the outside, and it was like, what is going on? It was the police that were running around making loads of chaos, and there was nothing going, but there's, you know what I mean? It just seemed really weird.
Yeah, they didn't need to be there.
Sirens going, and it just makes me think, well, what, it's like they were trying to make something out of nothing. That's what it seemed like.
So what else has been happening? Have you been in Gazer's pen? What's going on with Gazer?
Well, we heard that he got arrested. I think it was the day of the protest. I think it happened, but for 4 hours. So we'll find out more tomorrow, as we're going to go over there for the whole day. We're going to be there 11 till 5.
Oh, right. I hope you can do some live news feeds.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to think what he got arrested for. It was the same reason Piers gave me just now, actually. Something really stupid.
Didn't do anything.
No, it's all paperwork, safety restrictions, something like that.
I saw the video. He didn't do anything.
No.
This is what people don't understand, is these people are getting arrested for doing nothing.
Yeah. And they're coming up with stupid rules. It's like, oh, well, we've now found this. You haven't got this certificate in place, so you can't do it. And, they bring it out the night before the protest or something.
Well, Kate and Fiona did what was asked. They did all the paperwork and stuff. And there's no need to act like that towards innocent people who have the right to assemble. I mean, you got to remember with common law is that you can't a government can't bring in a rule afterwards and it be more important than common law. Now, common law states that one of our freedoms is the right to assemble. You can't just take that away. So if people believe that our right to assemble, our right to stand there peacefully is a crime, then we have a major problem.
Yeah. Well, it's a crime now to breathe, isn't it, without a mask? So we do have a major problem on our hands.
We were quite shocked yesterday because we were walking down the road and a mother was walking along. She had a mask on. It's been blistering like heat up in London, And there was a child, he looked about 6 or 7 or something, and he was riding a bike.
Right.
And he had a mask on, and I just said, oh my God, I'm really like worried. I can't believe she's letting him wear a mask while cycling in the heat. So we did actually go up to her, and Charlie really tactfully sort of said about how kids in China had dropped. We couldn't remember if they dropped dead or just dropped unconscious from wearing masks when running. So we just told her that this had happened, and she really appreciated actually. And she said, thanks for telling me. So that was good.
Oh, that's good. Because it could have gone the other way, couldn't it?
A bit scared of confrontation, but Charlie managed it really well. Yeah.
Good. Need people like you guys. Yeah.
Just coming from a place of caring about that child, because if you do any more exercise than walking, you need more oxygen. Therefore, the mask is stopping you from having that extra oxygen. It makes common sense that if you're going to be running or biking or whatever, to not wear a mask.
Yeah,
really.
just to breathe air, just to naturally breathe. Simple things, a simple right. Yeah. So you're all set for Saturday, and I haven't had a chance to put it up yet, but the Go Crowd Me Fund, we did raise the money for Gazer's leisure battery. Yay! So thank you everybody that donated. That is being delivered to him tomorrow. So I'm not exactly sure what he's planning on doing, because he's not talking in Trafalgar Square. I'm presuming he's going to be talking from his pen at some point on Saturday. I don't know if the plan on Saturday is another march like we did last time, or if it's just in Trafalgar Square. Do you know anything?
We don't know. We haven't looked.
No, we don't know, because we didn't know last time whether it was going to be a march or whatever. But I just thought after a few hours being there, I just couldn't do a march anyway. But I don't know what's happening this Saturday. Probably best to speak to Save Our Rights, because they're the organisers. Is it them that's organised? I think it is, isn't it? Save Our Rights.
Yeah, I
they
think
would know
so.
whether they're planning on doing a march afterwards or not. I guess
that was awesome last time, wouldn't it? Marching down with all those people.
No, I love that.
It was it was great, wasn't it?
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when are you guys heading back to good old sunny Cornwall? Oh, you're never coming back.
After my experience the other day.
What's that? You're holding a fag for Fiona.
What's it called?
Oh
yeah, that of course. I mean, we're busy mates now, the shisha thing.
Oh yeah, we went to a shisha bar and had a really good time smoking this shisha pipe.
Oh, that's the video that I saw of on your directly
Martha
Cornwall.
Martha the Marshall's latest,
So
video.
Yeah.
So you can do that in London, can you?
Oh yeah,
it's nothing illegal in it. It's just herbal stuff.
Oh, does it do anything?
It relaxes you, but it's nothing herbal. But the funny thing is because it looks the way it looks like, I thought I could record it and make it look like it's something else.
Ah, I see. Right. Okay. Yeah, I saw the video. Loved it. So, Charlie, in a couple of weeks' time, you've got your own little thing going on with Martha the Marshall. Would you like to plug it in for us, please, and tell us what it's all about?
Yeah, sure. Basically, the idea is because Boris Johnson said about there being, he wants COVID secure marshals to enforce, that was the wording, to enforce COVID rules. Now, I don't mind the marshals doing guidance, but becoming like little Hitlers and enforcing things I have an issue with. So I decided, well, I'm Martha Marshall. I act like Martha Marshall and do me things. Why can't we have real marshals, but on the side of the people, to make sure that these people don't try to enforce them? So I thought, right, well, what can we do? And I thought, right, okay, so we could just march, or, well, I say march because it's a Martha's March, but we can just walk through the town with the high-vis jackets to basically give the presence that there is another side that is against the thing of enforcement, if you get what I mean.
Sure. Is this happening a lot then, is it? I haven't seen much of marshals being about, but I've tried to not go to any towns or anything at the moment.
Before Boris sprang this one out, there were some in Penzance on Saturdays. There has been some in other areas but I think it's probably because of the way he's phrasing things, it's probably going to become more of a thing. I even saw someone with a yellow jacket in Wetherspoons in London, so I don't know what that is. I don't know.
Oh, the people standing on the door. We've
Yeah.
had our first experience of the people.
I don't know who that
doing
is.
QR code, scanning the QR codes. That is someone working for Wetherspoons, so
Yeah.
they've got them on the door. So as you go in, you have to like deal with them.
So you can't get in unless you've got a code.
Well, we luckily we were with Steve, and he had the bright idea of asking for the paper version, so we didn't have to use the QR code.
Oh, well done,
And
Steve.
obviously, he wrote a different name and number.
Of course.
Yeah, so that was really good thinking. Because
I refused. I blatantly refused because even if I write down a fake name and whatever, I just don't agree with it because I've taken an oath, which means I can't write in black pen. So
Right.
any name I write down in black pen, in my mind, I shouldn't be writing down because it's the black pen thing I've promised not to write down in. So I won't do it at all.
So, right, this is a really stupid question. So do you never write in a black pen anymore?
No, because that's part of the oath.
Okay, that's interesting. Right, best not get you a black pen for Christmas then, or something.
It's common law. It's when you take the oath of the Article 61 of the Magna Carta to the 25 barons, you're not supposed to write your name, or even a false name, really. I don't know. Whatever, you're not supposed to write in black. You can write in blue or purple or whatever, but you can't write in black.
Okay, no black pens. I remember that. Very interesting. So you thought...
He always carries black pens with them.
I'm into pencils, I am. I love a sharp pencil. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know if it's because
I haven't said that. Sorry, I haven't set the date and time.
Oh, sorry.
The Martial March is in Penzance. It's on October the 3rd. It's Saturday, October the 3rd at 11 a.m. and it starts at the Wharf Side car park.
Brilliant. Have you got many lined up?
It sounds, the definites that are going, the people who are definitely going is around the figure of about 10, and the list of the maybe list, people who might be going, is around about, I think it's about 11. So maybe if half of the maybes turned up, it would probably be about 15 people so far.
Brilliant. Are you hanging out? Sorry. Are you handing out leaflets and stuff as well? Is it going to be a bit like some of the other demonstrations we've been to?
Well, yeah, I'm asking this bloke to send some around. If he can send some in time, I can get some leaflets done. If not, But I do want to say this is a martial march. It's an original idea. It's not a protest. It's not about carrying banners or saying anything. It's just about peacefully walking through. And I did have one person not understand what I was meaning, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll go up to a COVID marshal and talk whatever." And I was like, "No, it's not about that. It's just about walking past them is a presence enough." And then when we get to St John's Hall, I'm going to do a recording, and the recording is going to be the message that the public need to know, and the COVID secure marshals need to know, and that's all you need to do. Really, there's no need to be,
No, don't need to be confrontational.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they are doing a job. It's a shit job, but they're doing a
It's
job.
not about giving them grief
No.
unless they start giving the public grief by enforcing. That's when if you go up to them when they're not doing anything and they're just standing there, well, that's being just as bad. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Because what are they supposed to do? Like, walk left, walk right, social distance. Is that the aim of them?
Well, before Boris said enforce the rules, they were supposed to just supposed to be doing guidance stuff. So giving people advice and doing guidance, not being bossy.
Right.
If it changes and they become bossy, then we'll deal with that then, I guess.
Right. And have you had to inform the police about this happening at all?
Well, I was under the impression that you only have to let the police know if it's a protest and it's not a protest.
Cool.
That's the understanding I have. I don't know whether that's true or not.
Right. Well, like you say, it's not a protest. It's a peaceful march or walk.
It's an original idea. It's just from an original idea. So therefore, because it's new, I'm guessing I don't need to really tell the police. I don't want to cause trouble. I don't want to give them a heads up because, just to turn up so that they can give me £10,000 fine.
Oh, a £10,000 fine, yeah. Oh, you wouldn't have to pay it anyway. Chatting to Piers earlier, he doesn't think he'll have to pay his. He's got two £10,000 fines, so think how he feels. But it's great stuff. I mean, these original ideas and these little things. I was thinking we can plan. I mean, those of you listening, join your local Truth Action group. We're part of Campbell, Newquay, and Penzance Truth Action group, and other groups on Facebook. But as Piers was saying earlier about getting into your local towns at a certain time each day and mingling, I think there should be an amount of us that go to Aldi. Don't all walk in together, but let's arrange for us to go. Hang on, let's say somewhere posh, actually, like Marks and Spencer's. But without our masks, let people feel the presence of more unmasked people than masks in the shop. It costs nothing, but if you can get a couple of people to just slip that mask off their face and think, oh, they're doing it, nothing's being said.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea. If you set a date and time or whatever, I think, like, a load of people will just, like, go and do that because you need that, really, don't you?
But perhaps we should have a day where we're like, right, tomorrow we'll start at Tesco's at 10, then we'll do Marks and Spencer's at 11, and we could just go through. The idea is just to get people back to normality of not wearing a mask. So
maybe start with one place at a time. So do Truro first, but then maybe do Penzance another day or something.
Yeah.
It's better for everyone to go to each one, or just people that live in that area to do their area, or what?
Yeah, we need to get rid of these masks. I think they're the first thing that's got to go. When people start taking off their masks, it's almost like I'm free. And there are so many people that want to take them off, but they're so scared. And it's, come on, people, we're going to lose that fear. Nobody's going to say anything. You just literally say, I'm exempt. And if they ask you, they're not allowed to. It's none of their business. And you can then take their details and report them. So, yes. So
I had a really bad experience with kids the other day, didn't we, in an art school?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. That was shocking, wasn't it? We were walking past an art school in a street round here, and we couldn't believe it. We looked in the window, and these children, they were under 10, and they were all sat doing art in their own separate little booths with masks on.
Oh,
really
my God.
hot day in this place, and all the teachers walk around with masks on.
Was it a school?
It was like an art school, yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
We walked past this today, so we took the name down. And I went in and just said, look, I think it's really sad that these children are wearing masks. It's really hot. It's bad for their health. And then Charlie and Steve backed me up.
Yeah. I went in talking, and I said, and I said it's child abuse. I said they're breathing in their own CO2, and I said, Boris says that under 11s don't have to wear masks. So why are you making them wear masks? And he closed the door on me, so I just made my voice louder so they could hear me. Then the woman opened the door, and then she started to shut the door that was in front of me, basically on me.
Right.
And I said to her, "If you touch me, I'm going to call the police." And then she goes, "I'm not going to." And then I just stepped back and walked off.
Oh, that is so sad.
But she actually thought it was okay to push that door like on me. I was like, "Yeah. You ain't going to be able to do anything, love, because, I mean, I'm quite strong." So I was just stood there, just like,
You are a marshal after all.
Well, yeah. But
what the woman said to me was, which I was really surprised, the first thing she said to me when I went in was, she said, well, it's better that we have the door open, isn't it? So it's like that's her justification for them wearing masks. So they could, at least, it's better to have the door open. So it's like as if they didn't have a mask on, they wouldn't let the door open. It's like, what do they think is going to happen? COVID's going to creep through the door? What are they on about?
Well, we know that it creeps in now after 10 o'clock anyway. You can't be... It is time restricted, and as David Ark said the week before last, actually, it's probably a couple of weeks ago, it's got tape measures, it can read calendars, it can tell the time. It's a very clever thing, this COVID.
Very, very clever.
It is. And
I had an experience in the charity. We went into a charity shop, and the lady said about wearing a mask, and I said I'm exempt, and then she goes, "Can you show me your card, please?" And I said no. I said, because I don't have to tell you what I'm exempt from. And she goes, well, anyone can say I'm exempt. And we just stayed in the charity shop for a while just to protest, basically, and then we went out. It's like she has absolutely no right to ask me for a card. All you have to say for anyone that's listening is the words "I'm exempt," and if they don't like it, just stay. You have that right to stay. Do you know what I mean? It's not, you know, if people who have disabilities are not allowed in because they cannot wear a mask, that is discrimination, and it goes against the Discrimination Act from 2010, the Equalities Act, isn't it, from 2010? So
yeah. Oh, it's heartbreaking seeing these things. Did you get a photo?
We went back, but kids weren't in there that day.
Right. Oh, that is, like you say, it's just child abuse. I saw today, I've mentioned it already, a school trip going, and all of their hands, they were all putting their hands under the sanitizer while the teachers squirted onto their hands before they got on board. And I'm thinking, oh my God, my son won't be going on any school trips. I've not written, I've voiced it, and I am going to write to the school to make sure that he doesn't use hand sanitizer. And I need to find out the curriculum. It has alcohol. You name it. I mean, they say alcohol's bad enough for us to drink, don't they? So why is it allowed on our skin?
The only shop in Penzance that sells non-toxic stuff is in Archie Brown's. Everywhere else sells it. So all these things at the door, it's going to have toxins in it. They ain't going to buy it at a more expensive one in Archie Brown's, are they?
No. I'll just go back to good old hand washing and soap and water. Yeah. We know it's not necessary anyway. A good old few germs are good for you. Scary times at the moment, and I wanting to write to my school to find out, my son's school, to find out what their curriculum is about and what they're being taught, because I know in the reading tree they had books on what infections are, and there was something about COVID, and I thought it's not going to be brainwashed over any of this in school. So I think lots of you have to ask your schools what are they doing, and put in a letter and request, do not use that hand sanitizer on my child, etc. You just need to know what your school's going on, what's going on at your school.
And the sexualization of the things they have planned to teach children in school. If I was a parent, I would also be going in and telling them, you better not be teaching my kid about stuff at age 4, because that is disgusting.
Yeah. I think in all fairness, I was speaking to somebody about this the other day, and I don't know whether it's right or wrong. They said they were introducing these new talks so that children can identify that if they are being abused in any way, that child will speak out and realise that those parts are theirs. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't know. But sex and things like that.
I think children know. I don't think they have to have those lessons to know.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Did we talk about this before? Many years ago. I don't know. I mean, my son's at a very curious age. He's at 7, watching these rubbish videos on YouTube. I've just had to stop it. These girls, I mean, it's borderline stuff. You can get away with it, but like these girls acting out like they're pregnant and stuff, and he's very fascinated at the moment. And I'm like, just turn this rubbish off. You stick to kids' YouTube. You don't need to be watching this.
When you say that girls pretending that they're pregnant, what do you mean?
Well, they're just acting out these, like Ryan's toy review. You probably don't, because you two haven't got children. You're not subjected to the torment that I am. And it's not even like there's just 5 channels anymore. They come in from school and stick on, I don't know, whatever channel, Milkshake, Monkey, Channel 5 and stuff. They're all on YouTube watching stuff. Unfortunately, we have got kids' YouTube, but you still need to police it. But he wasn't on kids' YouTube. And then, of course, he gets taken down a rabbit hole on YouTube. He's watching something. Then it's led it on to something else. And these girls, I mean, they're in short skirts and stuff like that. And they're just pretending to have a baby. And then when the baby comes, it's like an animal and stuff. We can get it and see it as humour. They're messing around. But he's far too young to be watching stuff like that.
How old are these girls?
The thing is,
probably about 16.
Pardon?
Probably about 16, Nina.
Oh, okay. Right, yeah.
I think with parents, if parents sit their child down and just say, look, this is if anything like descriptions, if anything like this happens, it means whatever. Just come to me and tell me. I think it's a parent's job to do that, not a school. Yeah. It's not, is it?
I don't know. It's a good debate, actually, because I'm not sure. I think if it's perhaps put across, I mean, I can remember being about 10 and having the women's talk at school, and it was so exciting, being told about periods and things, and it was like, wow. And then everybody's in the toilets after saying, I think I've just started my period. It's like, children are all interested, aren't they? And my daughter, I gave her a Facts of Life book, and I think she read it in about 2 hours. But then she was the one that went into school and told everybody else. So I got the blame for that. But I don't know, it's a really tricky one.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
It's another whole debate, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But I think it's definitely worth parents writing to their schools and finding out what is on the curriculum for their children.
Yeah.
That is one of my top jobs to do, and write to my MP. That needs to be done this week. Yeah. So, any other gossip, girls?
By the way.
Back to the protest.
More people than last time.
Yeah.
I was watching a video from a guy that was there in the front line, keeping the police back, and they were chatting about, is this going to get bigger and bigger? And he said, well, it started off with 400 people, about 50 people on Hyde Park in the corner back in May, and it has grown and grown and grown, so it is going to grow and grow and grow, so that's really good.
Brilliant. Yeah. I mean, I'm in the process now of trying to organise a second coach because we've had so much interest.
She's got 17 seats left.
17 seats left, guys. £44 a person. Coming from Hale, going up the A38, then the M5 and M4. Any stops on the way, if they're on the motorway, we can stop off at a service station. So PM me. If we can get 17 bums on seats, the coach will go. And that'll be massive to think 2 coaches coming from Cornwall. So I've got to let the bus company know tomorrow by 11 o'clock. Unfortunately, they can't hold out till Friday because obviously they've got to organise drivers and stuff. But we're doing our bit, and there's lots of interest. There's lots of hate as well, lots of fear. I'm putting these adverts up and people are like, oh, you deserve to die. And but, just goes over my head now. I'm not worried. Take the hate.
Yeah. Comes with the territory now, doesn't it? It's like, there we go.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, when you stop worrying about what other people think about you and stuff, life starts getting good. So
you start to be free then, don't you?
Oh, definitely. I feel the freest I've ever felt. We are living in such exciting times, uncertain times, but we are fighting and we are making a difference. We are waking people up. And as we said before, plant seeds, and that's all you can hope for, really.
Yeah. And I think the people that are coming out the woodworks, and we're all realising that we all can see the truth, we all seem to be like a big family. It just seems like we need each other. We're in a time now where we need each other. We can't just be in our own homes and getting on with our own lives. We need each other to survive this, and I think we're all coming together and feeling unified. Do you know what I mean? Oh,
most definitely. I say, since I've met you two and everybody else, I feel complete. I've got my friends list. I've got friends, because I've got friends, like old friends, they'll always be good friends and stuff, but I've met people on my level, and it's so lovely to be able to talk to people about it and do something. I literally feel like this is what I'm meant to be doing, and I think it's taken a long time to get to this point. So
do you feel alive? I certainly do. I feel like I'm living my truth.
I feel too alive. I can't bloody sleep anymore. It's like every day. It's like I've got so much to do and there aren't enough hours in the day. And obviously I'm not getting paid for any of this. And it's just dropping messages and sharing stuff. And in a way, I'll be relieved, like, when this bus stuff is all sorted for Saturday. But then it's like, is there going to be another protest? But now I know what I'm doing, it'll be easier. But I need to set up a different way for payments and things, because obviously, like, 45 people in one coach, they're all sending you private messages and you're checking if they paid. It's just like, I go to bed and I think I need to unwind, but it's midnight and I'm going to have to be up at like 6 o'clock, But I do feel alive. Thank you for asking.
You're doing a great job, and because when you were planning the one before, I wouldn't have been able to have gone up to the protest if it wasn't for your coach thing. So you do an amazing job, because probably a lot of them felt the same, probably, that they wouldn't have been able to, maybe, I don't know. But
no, thank you. There's lots of people that have messaged me and said I'm going to brave it by myself. And I said, well, most of the people did that last time. Everybody's of like-minded. We all stayed together. We were all there as a family. It didn't matter that you didn't know each other. So, so I'm looking forward to it. Just got little things to do, like clear out my phone. So I've got loads of room for video footage and photos and just silly things. I've ordered a little chair that I can sit on, getting old. I need to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Anyway, my
lovelies.
We'll
meet up as well, won't we?
Sorry?
Meet up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to get in with Charlie, and, I might get to hold a fag for someone or something.
Yeah.
I don't think David Icke smokes, but perhaps I could pass him a drink of water.
Maybe we can get him to start smoking so that you can hold it for him. What do you reckon?
Well, something. I could just hold something for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
We'll find something. A pen or something.
Not a black one, though.
Black pen, blue or purple.
Yeah.
Right, my lovelies. As usual, it's been a pleasure to speak to you. The show is coming to an end, guys. So thank you for listening. And before we will be back next week, same time, 8:30. And any messages, we've got obviously Martha the Marshal, Charlie Rainbow, Directly Cornwall Radio News, Nina Eilertson. I just can't say it. I'm sorry, I just can't say it.
Just say
Nina E.
From Directly Cornwall.
All right.
Radio
Nina,
News,
can't you just change your name like Charlie did?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
She'll call herself Nina Sunshine.
Yes, then we got Charlie Rainbow, Nina Sunshine. Love it. Okay.
That's nice.
Anyone want to be Cloud for the last name? Any listeners out there?
Right. Well, we know what we got to do. We've got one verse of our song, ladies.
Yeah.
We are the 99%.
We know we're doing We Are the 99%. Should we put in an actual verse as well, not just the chorus?
Okay, what verse do you want?
Rather not. You know what I mean? Because there's all those different choruses,
All right.
aren't there?
Go on. Choose a verse.
Okay. Should we do like I'd rather be human, not a slave?
Yes.
Or
Okay, do that one.
shove your stinking masks up your ass?
No,
Which one?
human.
Human. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Right. But we'll just start off with We Are the 99%. Yeah.
Either way.
We finish off with
Okay.
it,
We'll
don't we?
finish off with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so
ready?
go.
Shall I do? Who wants to do the calling?
You do it first.
1,
Okay.
2, 3.
Three. I'd rather
Be a human than a slave. Oh, I'd rather be a human than a slave. Oh, I'd rather be a human. Rather be a human. Rather be a human than a slave. Singing we are the 99%. Yeehaw! Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. We are the 90. We are the 99%. Woo! See you all again, ladies. Night, guys. Bye.
Bye.